Hey, crafty friends. Let me know if you can hear me okay. Our air conditioner is not working, so it's like on all the time. And it's a little warm in the house. But anyway, welcome to National Scrapbook Day with Cat Scrappiness and some quokkas. If y'all know me, you know that I am completely obsessed with these quokkas. So, hey Delise, hey Kat. I hope everybody is doing good. Hey Christina. If y'all wouldn't mind, a little thumbs up would be fantastic. And if you're so inspired, if you would share this out to all of your favorite places, I would appreciate that. So, I started originally waiting. I was reading Kat's comment saying waving. I started way back when my first child was born scrapbooking. My first child just turned 27. So I've been doing scrapbooking for a while, although I haven't done it for a while. Went to cards because cards are little and easy to make. So I compromised with Shanna today and I said, well, can I do an 8x8 layout? Because 12 by 12 is a whole lot of real estate. And hey, Priscilla, 6x6 is kind of tiny. So we went with 8x8, which I think will work perfectly for what I have planned. So I have cut down pieces. I haven't put anything together. And I'm going with kind of this cream and darker brown color. I did do one coffee cup and we'll put another one together. And this is the layered coffee cup craft die. And don't forget, there is a sale going on. The cat scrappiness. That's a mouthful sometimes, especially when you're nervous. I don't know why I'm nervous, but I am. A sale going on over on the website, so make sure you check that out. Use the coupon code Scrapbook Day, and everything is 20% off. And there is some fantasticness over there. So we're going to use the coffee cup. We're going to use the banner dies, tags, banner dies. We're going to, not those ones, we're going to use the coffee quokkas, which this is a very well-loved set. And a couple of other dies to make some frames, and the coffee quokka, or quokka coffee paper pad, which is real well loved. I may need to take advantage of the sale and stock up on some paper and other stuff, because I got goodies today in the mail, which I am dying to open and play with. All right, so we'll start. Let me just put this together first so I don't forget what I'm doing. I was laughing about this yesterday. I think it was yesterday. Do y'all take a solid piece of cardstock, same on both sides, and you're going to put glue on it? Well, it's the same, but do you flip it over to the other side? I do that all the time. I do that with cards. I'll be like, oh, I need to put down this square, which is exactly the same, and I flip it over, like that's going to make a difference. So I have had this ATG gun for probably 20 years. Back when rub-ons were a thing. So it has traveled from Washington State to Alaska to Alabama. And I'd rather use the glue, but this is a lot of paper, so we're going to get this down. My hands are shaking. I've had, speaking of coffee, probably too much coffee today. All right, there is one page, and I think I'm going to do a 2-page layout. So let me get the other one put up. Hey, Cindy. Oh, I'm glad to know I'm not alone in that, Christina. But I giggle every time I do it because it's like, oh, here's my paper. Let me flip it over. I did spray paint it, Delise, many years ago. And you can see where the paint has rubbed off and it's now yellow. But yeah, back when, you know, rub-ons were a thing. It did have some little bling on it at one time. But I remember when I first got it and decorated it, I thought I was so cool. And it doesn't do the small tape, so it's just the wide tape. You do gotta love well-loved supplies. They're the best. All right, so I was going to show you. I color the quokkas in 2 different ways. I do dark brown and I do a light brown. And if anybody is interested, these are my these are my colors. Jana, like Jana, like banana. Same as Shanna. So yeah, Jana. But people say it all sorts of different ways, and that's fine with me. I'll answer. So these are the Copic colors that I use. So this is the lighter one here, and this is the darker one down here. So if you want to take a screenshot, I will also list my colors when this is over, if anybody wants to refer back to how I color them. But we are going to color some of the coffee quokkas. We don't need that for a while. And I did pre-stamp things. So I have my quokkas and I have my sentiments. And the sentiments that come with this stamp set are so fun. If there's anybody else that's, you know, coffee obsessed. Like this one. It says stressed, blessed, and coffee obsessed. I think I need a shirt that says that. So we're going to color some quokkas, and then we are going to stencil. This is the coffee splatter one stencil. Let me get it out and show you against a dark piece of paper. But you can use these, you know, not just the coffee ring, but these splatters work great for just splatters. You know, if you want to do some different pops of color, there's so many different ways that you can use this. We're going to use the ring, like someone set a coffee cup down onto it. So that's my new name, Shanna Banana. And it's funny because I call Shanna Banana, and she said that growing up she was always called Shanna Banana. But yeah, I was Shanna Banana growing up. Although one of my friends does call me Bean because I'm 6'2", and so he's always called me like String Bean. And so yeah, he just calls me Bean. And my dad calls me Nans. But yeah, Shanna Banana all the way growing up. It's funny how we get nicknames as children and they stick with us. So we're going to start with this little one down here with his little coffee cup. And I'm going to do it to match. These are the papers that I pulled out. I think his coffee cup, if I can find a blue, I'm going to do it to match the blue. So who else was a scrapbooker back in the day? Anybody? I started with Creative Memories. And I probably still have boxes of Creative Memory stuff. And then I sold Stampin' Up! For a while when we lived in Alaska. And that's how I started card making. So I've been doing, you know, cards and scrapbooks for many years. And we're just going to color this in quickly. Not really quickly, but so to celebrate today, which is National Scrapbook Day, we had Shanna did the most adorable mini album. Hey, Von Marie. And it was so cute. And then Delise was live here on the YouTube channel because Facebook wouldn't let her go live. So her video is up. And then Von Marie will be uploading a video. Not a live, but she has a video to upload for y'all. From the moment I discovered Katscrappiness, I was in love with the quackers. That's awesome, Christina. Yeah, my kids, my girls are very artistic. My oldest, she made cards for a while. She was actually, at the time when I got certified by Copic, Carly went with me to the certification. She was 12, and she was the youngest person that Copic had certified as a instructor or whatever it was back then. Give him a little, and this will all come together. I know it looks pretty crazy right now, but it'll all come together. There you go. Now you can see a little better. So these are the E30s that I'm using right now. Not that end. I was going through some of my pattern paper that I still have from the 1900s, as Delise says, and I've got Gina K kits from 2008. But I was going through, and there's pages that my oldest daughter made when we were in Alaska, probably 14 years ago, because she, like I said, just turned 27. So there's my little family history, probably more than y'all wanted to know. I love this set. I use it probably too much. This one and the dress-up quokkas I use all the time. All right. Got to give him his little cheekers. Delise always says that, back in the 1900s, I mean, my daughter was born in 1998. So that's when I started. And I'll go back over those again. I might pull in the R20. Okay, needed a drink. Dr. Pepper Zero. So is anybody a scrapbooker? Are you strictly card making, paper crafts? Do you do journaling? Forgot his little belly there. I love to watch, people that do the junk journals and stuff. But for me, I think my style is more clean and simple with some layers. I like layers. See, he's coming together. We'll just blend this out a little bit. Delise's tag album that she made this morning was so adorable. $50 cards a month, Christina? That's amazing. Do you sell them? Do you donate them? I'm a card collector. Oh, yeah, sure. Let me find my little piece of paper. Here are my colors, Priscilla, if you want to take a quick screenshot. Oh, yeah, that was Delise that was on earlier. She tried to go on Facebook, so then she was scrambling to go on YouTube to switch everything over. So I do them in two different color, Priscilla. I do the lighter brown, which are the E40s, and then I do the darker brown, which are the E30s. And okay, I will put them in the description below as well when I am all done. So it'll be there if you need to refer back. So I'm just gonna blend some of this lighter or darker a little better, and then we'll get started on our page, kind of. All right, a little more on the cheeks. We'll go back in with this one. I don't know that I've ever done so much coloring on a live. I love to color. I love to sit and watch people color, but I could sit and just color images for hours. And then I need to do his ears. And this is the R20 just on the inside of the ears. And then I use the, where is it? Oh, too dark. I forgot to grab my ones for his nose. So we're going to do C3 on the bottom here. And then I'm going to go in with C5 or N5. That was N3. Just along the top. And then I'll come back with my white pen and give him a little highlight. And then now I need to find some blues for my paper. And what I like to do is I have my little hex chart, and I will take my paper and just see kind of what matches here. So I think we're gonna go B00. And we'll do BG 53. So that's how I, if I'm doing the pinks, then I'll do, come over here and find what's closest. And that's how I match my colors to my markers to my paper. So we're just going to come in darkest around the bottom. I could stamp out all of the quokkas that I have and color them. Sit and color them all day. They are my favorite. They just make me giggle. All right. Let's blend that out a little better. There we go. So there, I'm going to keep these all out, and I will put them in the description along with links to all of the things. And this is a Posca, excuse me, extra fine point, and I'm just going to go in and I'm going to give him some little highlights in his eyes. And we're gonna go along the side of the coffee cup, and then I do the cheeks. I know some people think it looks funny, but it's a quokka. They're happy little critters. And I do have the die set that coordinates with this. So we're gonna color a couple more. Let's do this one and his coffee cup, or her coffee cup. And we're gonna do the same colors that we just did. Actually, let's get some stenciling done so that I can be sure that that is dry and I'm not smearing it across the page. So I'm just gonna take, and this is the coffee, like coffee stain, like someone set it down here. And we'll kind of make it come off the page a little bit. And we're going to use my little tiny ink pads. I don't have big ink pads. I just have a whole bunch of little ones. I should probably tape that down or sticky it down. And Kat has the VersaFine ink pads in the shop now, so y'all will have to check those out. And you know what? This is a coffee stain, so it's not going to be like all the same darkness or anything. But we'll get this splat nice and dark. So it really does look like someone came and set their coffee cup. Whew, words are hard today. All right, let's do a little splat. This one. I don't know. Maybe this one. And then we'll do the ring through it. The big ones do take up a lot of room. I am very, very, very limited on space. And larger ink pads would be fantastic. You know, the smaller ones are within my budget right now. So, you know, that's what I have. Although, oops, and I messed that part up. But we'll put a splat there. That even though, oh, if I'm doing ink blending, then they go dry really quick. Hey, Cece, welcome back. There we go. Covered up that spill. So now it does look like, you know, someone spilled coffee. So let's do our other side just to, you know, so they're somewhat matchy-matchy. But we'll rotate a little bit and we'll come in with a different splatter. But yeah, these would be great if you're doing like ink splats or just a pop of color. See, I did it again. So I'm gonna need a big one. I usually use a Post-it note, but today I was a little not thinking about it. We'll add this one. I'm not a very good stencil ink blender. I probably need smaller brushes is what it is. There we go. And then this corner, we'll just use what's left on the brush. Yeah, this is the coffee splatter, but it would work for ink or paint splats as well. All right, So there is our page. Get this stuff out of the way. Let me clean this off real quick before I stick my hand in it. And I just use some alcohol. I don't have the smaller brushes. They're on my wishy list. And the brushes, these are just from Amazon, but they work great for me. I don't do a lot of ink blending yet. There we go. All clean. All right, let me clear off some space because my workspace is shrinking. You're the best, Kat. All right, so this is what our layout will kind of look like. So it would be a 2-page layout. I am going to cut some frames out of some frames with some dies. And we're going to use this for one of them, and I think the pink with the coffee beans. This, I love. It's always hard for me to pick which side of the paper to use. I love these polka dots. One, because they have pink in them, and I love pink. But this, I don't know. Maybe we'll go pick polka dots and coffee beans. And then there's coffee cups, but then there's also the little quokkas sitting in their coffee cups, or just the coffee cups. So the paper pad has so many great things. We're gonna cut with, I think that's too large. Smaller one. I love this set, banner set. It's got stars, and also it says hi. And I have left them all together because I hate chasing little tiny pieces or little tiny dies around, and so I just cut them all the same. And then I have a little bag with all my cat scrappiness stuff of all my little bits and pieces. All right, so we're gonna do, I think we're gonna do polka dots first for our little banner. And my die cut machine is right over here next to me, so I'm not really going anywhere. I'm still here. So who saw Shanna's little mini book that she did? Did y'all see that? And Delisa's tag book for her daughter graduation was fantastic. All right, there's one. And this is a stitched die, which I love. Some of the stitch dies that I have are, the stitching is not like super deep, or the stitches are really far apart. And I love the way this looks. Oh, Shanna's mini album is amazing. All right, we got 2 of these. Now we're going to save this. Save all the things. If I can, I don't know what I just did with there it is. I try and put my dies back. I know some people have their dies like up on a magnetic board. It hurts my heart to think about separating them. So I haven't done that. They stay together. So we're going to, thanks to Lise, make a frame. This is the Wonky Stitch rectangle. It has all of these. And then this is the Never Ending rectangles, which look at how many there are. I love it. I use this set all the time. But we're gonna make our own frame. Get some tape. My allergies are horrible this year. The pollen. Our green truck is not green any longer. It is yellow with pollen. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to put this down and give it a little tapety tape. And then we are going to take and find our rectangle that will fit. See, that's too big. We're gonna get smaller and smaller. Nope. That's the one I just had. There's too many dies. And we're gonna set this inside. So we're gonna cut our own frame, and it'll cut the middle out as well. I love doing this. If I don't have a frame die with this set, it's so easy to make your own frame. There we go. Let's run this through. So I also have an inside that I can use. And I think that's stuck to my tape. So here is our frame that's got the stitching along the edge. And we're going to cut one more because we need one for the other page. But it's a great way if you don't have, you could even just use 2 of these layered to make a frame. If you don't have the frame die that you want, or if the die set that you want to use doesn't cut the centers out, then all right, Kat, I'll check with you later. Take care. All right, so here is frame number 2. Easy peasy, huh? And we'll save this one. And then I am going to so if I take this rectangle and cut my base layer, it's going to fit nicely just inside this frame. So we're going to do that on the other color. And this would be like where you would put your photo or journaling, or, you know, whatever you want to add to your page. There's a lot going on today for National Scrapbook Day. I hope everybody has a blast. I've got some more to do after I'm done here. And I'd really love to go live on my page. My page is J. Marie Designed. On all the things. On YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. I just have, Priscilla, it's 2 8x8 sheets. This one I cut down to 7 3/4, and this one is 8. So these are my two pages. And it's just a 2-page layout that I'm doing. Oh, that kills my shoulder. All right, there we go. Now let me put stuff away so I don't lose dies on the floor. And my floors are concrete, and so when I drop them, they just blend in, and they're really hard to find. Or the dog, my little dog Abner, runs off with them, thinking he's funny. All right, and we'll put this one back. There we go. And I keep all of my dies on the magnet with their things so I know what they are, and then just in these plastic sleeves so I can find them all. All right, so let's kind of look at our layout and see if we're going to need more quokkas. Yep, there is a fantastic sale going on at Scrappiness. I do have an affiliate link. It is in the description box below. And I probably should have done this a different color. Oh well. But I am going to leave, I saw Delise do this. She left a little pocket on the side to add a picture. So let me cut this. And then I keep my stamp set with its dies. So I don't have to go looking for a whole bunch of things. I may cut that. And then I got my coffee cup. I got to do one more coffee cup, and I've got, this is the Got Coffee shadow die with the shadow, and so I need to ink around the edges. So we got to audition our paper, and I do this with cards. Make sure that I like where the layout is going, and I think there. And then we'll do one here. I like that. Layouts are so hard. So let's do our little coffee cup. We'll put all our pieces together. We'll ink our thing. And see, now that my markers have dried, see how cute he is? Thanks, Delise. So we're going to get this out of the way for a minute. We're going to bring back our little sticky mat. And we're going to ink the edges of our coffee. Got Coffee. You know what? I'm going to switch. Delise, you don't have this one? What? Everybody needs the coffee quokkas. We're just going to kind of dirty up the edges. So that this will stand out a little bit on our paper, since I cut everything from the same color because I wasn't thinking ahead. So we got that. Let's do the edges of our coffee cup real quick, and then we're going to put this one together. And doing the edges on the coffee cup just kind of gives it a little dimension so that it doesn't look flat, that it looks kind of like, you know, a coffee cup, which is round. So it just gives it a little bit of dimension. All right, let's glue this together and then we'll do some more. All right, using my barely art glue. See if it cooperates today. My wish list, my cart, and it's funny because I always say that I'm just window shopping and things ride around in my cart. Kind of like when I go to Target, you know, and I put everything in my cart and then I'm like, oh, I don't really need this. And then I put it back on the shelf. And so I do the same thing with online stores. Or wish lists, you know, I've got everything all in my cart and it's just riding around. Hey, Jenny. All right, let me get a drink. Now let's build our coffee cup. I love that the stamps have a coordinating paper that are not, I mean, they're not like exact, you know, not matchy, but I love that there is a paper that usually goes with all the stamp sets. All right, building our little to-go cup. Where is everybody from? I know where Delise is from. I am in Alabama, Mobile, Alabama, about as south in Alabama as you can get. But I grew up in Washington, not far from where Katscrappiness is. And I like the Barely Art Glue. It gives me some wiggle room if I don't get things set down just perfectly. It gives me some time to move it around. Did I say hi to Jenny? Hi, Jenny G. All right, we'll get this in here. And I know it's all white, but we're gonna, because, you know, the lids are usually, you know, kind of a cream color. So there we've got that. Well, actually, Delise, well, I grew up in Washington, and then my husband was in the Coast Guard. That's when I met him in Washington, but that's where I grew up. And so then after we got married, he got stationed in Kodiak, Alaska. So we spent 8 years in Alaska, and then from Alaska, we came here to Alabama. My accent does come out occasionally. It depends who I'm with. If I'm with one of my friends that has like the super Alabama accent, then it'll come out. But no, I grew up in Washington, and then we lived in Alaska. I went to college in Utah, played volleyball. I started at the University of Washington, and then went to Palm Springs. Ooh, I bet that'd be nice. So I've lived a little bit of everywhere. But yeah, haven't completely picked up the... All right, so here is our photo. Let me give that a smush. Our little photo pocket. I know where Moses Lake is, Eastern Washington. All right, so we've got, I think we have enough pieces. We'll need to cut our quokka. I think we're gonna go this way with our coffee cup for this side. Birmingham, Bakersfield, I know where that is. I lived in Santa Cruz, San Jose for a while. See, I've kind of lived everywhere. But yeah, I love hearing where everybody is from, because sometimes people discover that there's somebody close to them. Like Delise, my youngest child lives in Illinois, a few hours from Delise, but close enough that when I go visit, that I could go visit Delise. Maddie likes to take the train from where she lives to Chicago, so that would be fun. All right, I think we're gonna go this way with this one, and there, and then we've got our, maybe I'll keep it going the same direction. Got coffee. And you could leave, hey Cindy, you could leave the top open for like little tags or, you know, little tiny photos as well. That one goes on there. Let me find my other coffee cup. It's in my stack of things. Here. So you could put, you know, like little journaling tags. She moved 5 minutes away. You can put little journaling tags, because they are smaller pages, so places to journal, you know, there's not a lot of room. So you could easily take, this is really big. Let me put my stopper in before my little nozzle clogs up and I have to fight with, I can't, my hands are shaking too bad. So you could cut like this down into one of the little tags like Delise was using, or any of the tag dies, and you know, slip that in as a little journaling tag as well. Or you could make, you know, a little window. There's lots of ways to add journaling. Oh my gosh, you visited all but 3 states. I need to go to the Northeast. I have a couple friends that live in Maine and up that way, and I need to go visit some friends. All right, we're gonna color a couple more quokkas and get them cut out to add to our layouts. So let me clear space so I can show you kind of how, and I think I'm gonna switch this to this side here. So this would be my 2-page layout. And I was teasing, I think I was talking to Shanna, that I was just gonna go on the internet and find some like AI pictures of people sitting in a coffee shop. But oh, you need to go to Alaska. I think everybody should visit Alaska. Living there, I don't know that I would go back, but definitely would visit again. So this is it. We're going to add a few of our quokkas. This one doesn't have a, you know, any coffee, but you could add them, you know, kind of wherever. But we're going to color a couple more, and then we will get everything put together. I may go over an hour. I think Von Marie's video goes up at I don't remember what time. 1 p.m. Pacific. I had to do like time math. All right, so let's see. I think we'll do this one sitting in the coffee cup. All right, 1 p.m. Pacific. So 3 p.m. Central, my time. Gonna get the little dark areas over here. Time math. It's hard. You know, when someone says, oh, I'll be live at this time, and I'm like, what time zone? And this will look a lot better as I smooth it out. So that was BG53, and this is Boo, B00. My Copics are, gosh, probably 17 years old. I started with the Chow markers and then added to them. I'll grab one of the lighter ones. Oh, fun, Christina. I love all the, like, I love the sketches. I love the sheet load, or Sarah Liz has the emergency card kits, Kendra's. Sketches help so much. That's one thing I really like struggle with. So when I have a sketch, then I can go to town on everything else. Oh, sorry guys. Is that better? I get scooting over off the... I do that all the time. I can zoom back out, but I thought for coloring you'd want to see. That's smart, Jenny. All right. So we're going to have a little shadow down here. Hands are shaking. On the big screen, huh? All right, now we'll blend this out. Oh, I could sit and color. I mean, I could just go live and color for hours. I mean, not hours. I'd have to, you know, take a break. But I legitimately could just sit and color all day. I'm sure there's more like sketch people out there that do them. Those are just the ones that I know of. I know it looks really funny right now. Oh yeah, it'll all come together. Trust the process. And I do put a light layer down first and then come in with the cheeks, because this pink is going to push that color out of the way anyway. And I just, you know, keep blending. I went way out of the lines there, but you know what? That's what colorless blenders are for. My erasers. Delete. It'll all work out. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. And you just keep going in with layers. And then it all blends together. All right, I gotta do ears. And see, I scooted way over again. Sorry, Delise. And nose. And on this one, I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna actually do the eyes. I didn't on this one, but we're just gonna give them a little hint of blue eyes. I mean, quokkas don't have blue eyes, but mine do. And I need to blend up here a little better. And let me get my Colorless Blender so I can push. I need to get new glasses. I get closer and closer as I color. There we go. And my white pen. Watercolor. I want to do better on watercoloring. That is on my list of things to do. We're just going to give some little highlights to the cup here and around the little saucer. And we got cheeks. I always do the cheeks. Some people don't like it, but you know what? See, you need to practice with your markers, and I need to practice with watercolors. All right. I think we're just going to go with the two, because otherwise I think our page is going to get too busy. So let me... Whew, it's getting warm in the house. No AC is not a good thing. All right, we've got saucer and cup. One thing I love about Cat's dies is they're nice and I guess nice and tight. There's not a lot of space around. Sometimes the white space is too much, and I can't stand fussy cutting. I call it cussy cutting. I can't stand it. Get it taped down really well. Our AC, I think we need to go out and just clean the coils outside at the big box thing that's outside. We changed all the filters here, and those are all good. But I think with the rain and wind and stuff that we've had, and then it's gotten really warm. So our house right now is at like 74, 75 degrees. It was up to like almost 80 last night. And I was like, oh, I can't do this. Yes, cussy cutting, Delise. Not a fan. All right, let's see if I got these lined up good enough. The AC is blowing, but the house is not cooling off. There we go. See? I love how thin the outline is. Do you enjoy fussy cutting? Anybody? Does anybody enjoy it? I know some people find it relaxing. Not me. One, it hurt my hand. My hands don't fit. Like I have my little cutter bee scissors that I've had for eons and eons. I do have pink plates, Delise. I even have a pink. My little Scout is pink, and my little Scout plates are pink. So yeah, I have pink plates, but my Platinum 6 is black. But they hurt my hands. I think I'm starting to get arthritis in my hands, and so I haven't found scissors that I like. I have these too, but they're too thick. Like they don't cut thinly around my thingies. Yeah, I've had the cutter bees for ages. All right, let's put these dies away before I lose them. And let's get our... I thought about... Well, we'll see. All right, let's start gluing stuff down. I gotta remember where I had stuff now. I think... this way. And we'll do... Jenny. I don't know where to put it. How about right here on the dots? And then I've got my other sentiments, which we can cut out and put little ones, if I can figure out what I did with them. Too many things on my desk. My space is like creeping in on me. It's starting to thunder. I should probably hurry and get this done. All right, let's get this down. I love this blue side too, but we're gonna use polka dots. And then we've got this, which I left open so you could slide a photo in there. And yeah, I know that the background paper is the same color as the page. I didn't think that through very well, but it would be covered by a photo anyway, so it's all good. Did I put, okay. Delise, you go live vertically, not horizontally, right? These are 8x8. The brown layer is 8x8. The beige layer is 7 3/4 by 7 3/4. Because 12 by 12 is way too much real estate for me to use. And there we go. And I think we'll put Right there. Yeah, I've heard that, you know, maybe switching it up, that, you know, vertically, because it's similar to like the shorts and reels. But I always feel like, well, I think I could go vertical, but I don't use my phone. I use my webcam. All right, so there is one side there, and let's put our other side together. Oh, I forgot what I was doing. I think I'm going to put this up here. I might just do a little, I think I'm going to cut that in half. I remember now. So we'll go here, our got coffee, our photo, and our cup. And our quokka. So that'll be our second. Yeah, it's hard to when they're vertical because it's like this, and then the comments come up through the video. But sometimes you get more views going the other way. Did you guys just see the flash of lightning outside? I really hope our power doesn't blink. Alright, we'll get these done. Get more coffee, Delise. My husband laughs at me because when he comes in, there's usually 3 cups, containers, tumblers on my desk. I will have one that is iced coffee, one that is water, and then one that is soda. Usually Diet Dr. Pepper or Dr. Pepper Zero. Yes, there's a storm. So you might see, oh, it's starting to rain. I don't know, you can't see the window, but it might flash. I'm thinking you guys are, you know, sitting here with me and you could see. All right, let's get our little quokka on here. It's supposed to be a pretty bad storm today, too. We were supposed to go on a Mother's Day riverboat brunch cruise today with Wounded Warrior Project, but my husband's been sick, and so he canceled. I was supposed to go live with Lynn this afternoon, but I wasn't sure, you know, if we were going to be around, and so I had given up that spot to someone else. And then I was going to do pre-recorded, but when he canceled that, I told Shanna, hey, I can go live instead, which I'd rather go live than do a video. And let me just turn this over for a second and make sure everything is down. I am so in love with this. Let me, oh, wait, no, not that one. That one. So here is our 2-page layout using the coffee quokkas and the quokka coffee paper, the to-go cup, the stencil. I think I got it all. I love how this came out. I love the little coffee stains. Now I'm not a like grunge it up ink all the things, but if you ink blended, you know, the edges of your thing, even put some, you know, like little drips or something on there. You could add in, you know, more quokkas if you wanted to. But I love how this came out. It would make a super cute, even if it was just put in a little frame or, you know, keep going with the 8x8. I think you can still get 8x8 albums. But I love this size. You know, I mean, you don't take a lot of coffee pictures probably. I would probably put the one I had of all of my cups sitting on my table in here. And I love the got coffee sentiment here. And there's little sentiments too. I could go in and stamp, or there's little coffee beans that I could stamp around as well. Would be cute. But here it is. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Yeah, you can see it'll light up. The room lights up when the lightning flashes. And I'm surprised the dogs are in here because usually my little Abner is, he's terrified. He is Jack Russell and part Chihuahua, but he looks like a Jack Russell. He doesn't look at all like a Chihuahua, but he gets the Chihuahua shakes when it thunders, and he just sits and he trembles to the point of where he's panting, and he's got, you know, we just have to like wrap him up in his pajamas to settle him down. But they are not a fan. You know, I don't take a lot of coffee pictures either, but I thought this would be super cute. I do have some, you know, from meeting with friends and stuff, but you could even just put, if you have a friend that loves coffee, this would be a super cute, you know, little gift. If you have just a picture, like if I had a picture of me and Delise, I would put that in here, and then maybe, you know, maybe we had donuts or croissants or something I would put here, and then I could journal and write around, which was what I would probably do, is write down here my journaling. But yeah, super, super cute. Thanks y'all for joining me. This was fun. I was super nervous at first, and I told Kat I was nervous, and she's like, don't be nervous. I mean, I've gone live for years, but you know, this is Kat's page, and so I was a little nervous. But thank you so much. Check out the sale. Don't forget, huge sale at katscrappiness.com. My affiliate link is in the description box. Jenny, you might need more coffee. That's so funny, Delise. If they don't drink coffee, I might not meet them. I love a good iced coffee. Yes, we are, Christina. It's making its way across. But thank you all for joining me. Check out Delisa's live, which is now a video. Check out Shanna and her mini album, which is so stinking cute. And Vaughn Marie will be uploading a video in about 45 minutes. And I have no idea what she's doing, but I'm sure it will be fantabulous. So I will put links to everything in the description box as well as my Copic colors. If you're not subscribed, there will be lots more lives and videos coming up on the Cat Scrappiness channel. Also check out the Facebook groups. There's the Stamp Insiders and Inspired Stamp. I don't remember what the second one is, but I'll put them all in the description box. Have a fantastic day, y'all, and be safe.